So that little droid in the corner right there, that is my R2-D2. I have built a full-size, fully functional R2-D2. So I'm gonna go over some things with you guys while we're playing this game on how to build an R2-D2 yourself, or any other droid for that matter. So, you probably asked yourself, why do I want to build a droid? Well, there are many reasons to build a droid. The most important one for me is I like to take him to do charity events, go to children's hospitals. I've taken him to the Thanksgiving Day parade where he was in the parade. So there's that. There's a lot of other reasons too. I like having them hanging around the house. So you're probably wondering, how does a person get to the point where they decide, I want to build a droid? I've always been a Star Wars fan. I have friends that are Star Wars fans. I'm part of the 501st. We dress up in costume. We go do different things. I have probably about 4 or 5 different costumes. I used to have a stormtrooper, which we call TKs. Those are pretty uncomfortable. They're hard molded plastic, so they're not comfortable to wear at all. I don't, so I got rid of it, and I decided I wanted to be a droid builder, because droid builders, you just have to show up in regular, clothes as a droid handler for the event, or you can choose to dress up as like an X-Wing pilot or a Blue Squadron pilot, which is basically a lot of soft parts. It's a jumpsuit and whatnot, and it's not as taxing when you go out and try and move. You don't really have to have a handler. You can see fine, but other than that, it's just one of those life choices where I said, hey, I think this is something I'm capable of doing. And I met some other like-minded people as well. I started off by pretty much, commissioning all my different parts from various other members. And from that point, I built an all-aluminum R2-D2. From that point, I started getting more and more into the hobby. I started coming up with my own designs, and me and a friend of mine got together, a friend from Australia. We started coming up with some designs, and then getting those parts water jet cut and whatnot, so that way we could have our own parts at a much cheaper cost, to make. So, you see my little droid in the intro. It's pretty cool. I've recorded that with a green screen, so that way I can use it as my intro when I'm playing Star Wars games and whatnot. But what you don't know is that he's not just a little droid that I use behind a green screen. He's actually fully functional. He can he makes all the chirps, beeps, bobs. He moves his head. He did have servos for all the dome openings and whatnot, and he did have servos for the arms that open and close. But what I found is, when you take him out to events, the kids immediately, as soon as they notice something opens, they want to pry it open, and I've sheared several of the servo arms for it, so I pretty much glued the doors closed and made the arms non-functioning, because this droid I designed him to be, a companion for kids, to interact with kids, so that way they can experience some of the magic of droid building and whatnot. I'm going to show you guys a video
Not
of
according to propaganda.
one of the things I've done for him, and I'm going to play it up in the corner while I'm playing this game. There you go. As you can see, that's from a perspective of another droid, one of my other droids, which is the mouse droid of the Thanksgiving Day Parade. So it's really cool. It's fun. And building a droid can range in cost from anywhere from, $1,000 to $17,000, depending on what materials you choose to build them in. We have droids that are made out of wood. We call them Senna is the guy who makes the wood parts and sells them. So when you want like Senna legs, you would get these wooden legs that are
is now under curfew by order of Senator Sajon. Clear the streets and shelter in place until further notice. Security patrols will detain and incarcerate
and there's
anyone
like
who does not
a
comply.
wooden frame and all that, so that way you can if you wanted to go all wood, you could, except for maybe the skins, you would have to have plastic or metal skins attached to the wood. Then you can go 100% 3D print if you want, which that is probably the most cost-effective droid to build, because you can print all your parts yourself. The only thing you would really need is a printer. And you can get printers fairly cheap. They go for about $200. And the filament rolls are anywhere from about $10 to $20 a roll. And estimating, you would probably need about 20 rolls to build a full-size R2-D2. But that's not bad in the grand scheme of things. Where it does start getting a little pricey is when you start putting your electronics and your motors and whatnot. So I happened to design my own motors. I call them Scavenger motors, Scavenger drives, and it's a fairly inexpensive motor, and I released the files to the public for free. So if you were interested in building a droid, you can go to...
the district secure?
Yes.
I have a YouTube channel for Droid Building. It's called Scavenger Workshop. And we also have a Facebook group called Scavenger Workshop, and all the files are there for the metal parts. Now, metal is the most expensive material to build droids in. If you want an all aluminum droid like I have, they are about 250 to 300 pounds.
See that he is paid.
And they get really pricey. We are trying to develop as many parts as possible as user,
The renegade Jedi
where the user can just order the
you
parts
have made
from
quite a name for
a
yourself.
water jet
Sabotaging weapons.
shop and get them sent to his house and he assemble them. So there's no middleman.
This for
But
everyone to see.
for the most part, it
The
is pretty
failed
expensive.
coup on Norset. That was your doing, wasn't
So
it?
you've seen the video of the
Senator.
of my
Confession?
droid driving around,
already know I've
in a
been
parade.
working
You're
with
probably
Saw
wondering,
Gerrera.
is that the only droid you can build?
Before I deliver you
And the answer to that
Emperor,
question
you
is
will lead
no.
me
We
to
have
the remaining Jedi.
hundreds of different types of droids you can build.
I can't.
We have battle droids. We have
It's just me.
the little BD-1.
No use
The
resisting.
the droid that's in this
I'll
video
find out one
game
way or
here. We have
Sometimes all it takes is a speech, but in
For
there,
the most part,
I have
all
other
the
tools
other droids are
at
3D
my
printed.
disposal.
We did
Or
design a mouse
maybe
droid
I'll just use this.
that's all aluminum.
Your master's
So
lightsaber.
that's fun right there.
Jaro Tapal, a traitor like you. And to think one day our children will ask, what is this thing? This relic of a corrupt institution destroyed
There he is right there.
by its
And probably in the next
own
episode, I'll show you some
Arrogance is a trap. A lot of us
pictures of
fall
him
into,
that
Senator.
I built.
I'm
And
sure
I'll tell you
the
where you
Emperor
can
won't
get those
mind if
files
I
as
deliver
well
you
if
to
you
him
want
in
to design
pieces.
your own.
What?
Did you really think you could capture me? You've got classified military intel stored on your yacht. And you just brought it right to me. Thanks, BD.
You'll burn for this.
That's mine.
So, okay, what do I have to do? Ah, left trigger.
Stop the Jedi!
Right trigger. Attack with the lightsaber. Alright, so, I myself, I have about...
Come and get me.
I have about 5 droids.
Dead or alive, just
I am currently working on a
Senator? Come on out.
R5 droid, which is black. I'm going to show you some pictures of that one in the next episode. That one's pretty cool. Whoa, I'm slicing. So, my R5, he is an Imperial droid that was stolen by Ezra in Star Wars Rebels. And then I'm painting some graffiti all over him. So it's looking really cool. I've got on the top of his head
Not so fast, Senator.
a little scene of
Hit it, BD.
an X-Wing flying and a couple of TIE fighters
Now it
shooting
comes
at
to
it.
us.
And then on the side I have
hot.
a couple of
Oh, really hot.
character drawings and whatnot. So eventually there's going to be graffiti all over it.
It's okay. These things happen. We gotta get to that yacht.
So hopefully in future episodes, you know, we can
That was a close one, buddy.
have some interaction with some
It's not your fault.
other builders and
Catch up with
possibly
the
talk about, you know, have you guys ask questions, see if there's anything that you would like to know, you know, about building different droids and whatnot.
Senator, or fell. I want confirmation before the Senator's comms are back online. See anything? Nothing yet. There should be an entire platoon on these docks by now. This is a coordinated attack. There he is.
So I was thinking this was going to be one of those laid back games, easy to play while talking, but it's kind of, it's hard to play while you're having a conversation. Wait, trigger.
We gotta
Well, let me
find
go
that
see
yacht
what's
before
over
the
here
Empire
first.
does.
So as you can see in that video that I showed earlier, the parade video, the little droid that was filming it was called a mouse droid. It's that little black droid you see skimpering around the Death Star.
Can't open it.
That was a
You don't have
really
anything
fun
for
one
it,
to
do you?
build. That particular droid there can tow about 900 pounds. There is a video out there of it pulling 5 grown men on empty shells, so which it totaled about 900 pounds because we're about 250. You know, so it's that thing is very capable. So I use it a lot to tow my full-size R2D2. I use it to what do we got to go down here? I use it to
Safe up here? Look, up there!
I use it to tow carts and boxes around. Press A while in the air to Jedi flip. Okay, let's see this. So it's a double jump.
Until the Senators got stashed. Hope it's worth the risk. You never give up hope, do you, buddy?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love playing Star Wars games. I like building Star Wars. I have I have a full-size C-3PO I'm working on. That one's going to be fun. there is one of our members, a good friend of mine, he's in our local club, who built an animatronic C-3PO. Which is really cool. Hopefully one day I will get mine completely built with, you know, servos in the arms and whatnot. What do I need to do? Drop down. I think it looks really cool to have
Eyes on the target?
both
Not yet.
R2-D2 and
Let's go.
C-3PO.
Move, move, move.
We can rest there.
Alright, meditate. And I've built a lot. If you go check out my other channel, Scavenger Workshop, you can see that I have quite a few paint tutorials out there. I even show you guys how I do some of the 3D printing. So that's something, if you guys are really interested and y'all want to look into, y'all can check out that other channel. It's called Scavenger Workshop. You'll see it, it'll have a little green droid icon. So, alright, lunge strike. Hold Y to perform a long reaching thrust attack. Alright. Alright. So yeah. That's always it's always fun.
Let's get going, BD1.
Coach, I beg you. I fought in the war.
I doubt that. Now clear out. Senator's orders. Oh, that's it. Blast them.
Okay. So yeah,
Hurry up, buddy.
I've also done a full-size battle droid in the past. I have gotten rid of it because I was limited space in my Star Wars room. It was just a little extra bedroom we had, and I had everything in there, and it got pretty crowded pretty quick. I had, you know, like the R2-D2 battle droid, 2 C-3POs, and a couple of other little small droids, plus all of my Star Wars memorabilia. A bunch of lightsabers, bunch of posters from every single movie, because I would go to all the premieres and I would get those, you know, those posters from the premieres, and you know, some different whatever they were having for the premiere. I think one year I bought a Rogue One backpack and stuff like that. So I've got a huge collection of stuff. So it got to the point where I needed to get rid of them if I wanted to make new droids. So I did, and I regretted selling the of course I just sold it at my cost or whatever. But I regretted selling the 2 C-3POs, and it was like, finally I went and put an air conditioning system in my garage and turned it into a hobby room. So I've got a lot more space to build stuff. Where do I need to go? What am I missing here? Do I go back? So yeah, So I got more space now, and that allowed me to add to my collection. In other words, rebuild my collection. So I 3D printed another C-3PO. I started working, like I said, on another astromech,
What are we looking for?
which
Suspect
was
male.
R5.
Last seen on Dock 27. Eyes over there.
So It's not as crowded now, but I wish I hadn't gotten rid of those original droids that I had, because they were amazing. You know, I'll have to show you pictures of
Don't fall behind, BD1.
next episode. Alright, what do I need to do? There we go. So yeah. So this guy right here, BD1, that guy right there on his back, there are files to print that guy. I have printed that guy. Next episode, I will take some really good shots of him. And Holo map shows Cal's current location. Okay. Okay, so you can use the map to know where your objective is. All right, so yeah,
There's the yacht. Still drifting.
all right. So yeah, I printed him and built him out. I made one mistake when I printed him, because I'm that guy that likes to build everything out of aluminum. I like things to be super strong. So when I printed him with a lot of filament, because I wanted him to be strong. And his head was really heavy, and the servos and the balancings, it was like these little rubber bands in there that would retract his head back. That would retract it. It would retract his head back, so it would retract. So now he's pretty much a static version. I may reprint him with a lot less filament, so that way I can put all the servos in them and make them animatronic, because there are some guys that have some amazing ones out there. But this one that I printed is really static. Now, he looks, I don't know if you can see it, the one I made looks identical to that one right there. The paint job I did with all the weathering and all, and that's what I'm really good at. I specialize in making all the weathering look perfect, you know?
I see him.
A lot of crime on the streets
So,
these days.
and like I said, switch lightsaber stance. Oh, I got a double lightsaber. Did not know that. Oh yeah. So yeah, so I'm really good at weathering, and I have a couple of videos on the Scavenger Workshop YouTube that I teach people how to do the weathering. So if that is something you're interested in, you know, you can check out those videos. Oh, that was freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm pretty good at painting. Like I said, I have a lot of local friends here that do this stuff too. Oh shit, what did I do? Oh, left trigger. Okay, that makes sense. Another thing that I'm really good at is I'm really good at 3D printing. All my prints, I make everything perfect. I spend a lot of time on sanding and making sure the prints don't have what's called layer lines. Layer lines are... Who shot me?
Got you, traitor.
You didn't get shit. Apparently that's a friend. So yeah, layer lines are the little lines that you see when it's laying the filament, you know, as it's building up whatever you're 3D printing.
Just hanging out, taking in the sights.
And I take
Been a while since I was on Coruscant.
I take pride in making sure that you can't see the layer lines
Part of the job, Gustus.
in whatever I 3D print, because I want all my stuff to be perfect.
When I saw the dock collapse,
And I have some
this ice might be over real
tips and tricks on how to get rid of those layer lines without doing an obnoxious amount of sanding.
We'll meet him there.
So,
Oh, and Bravo said no comms.
No comms it is. Bravo knows best.
Alright. What was that? That must be a way down. Yeah. I think I've been down there. I think that's... Yeah, that's one place I've already been.
Coop and Liz are probably starving by now.
Hungry Klatooinians. Ooh, we don't want that.
Remind me to tell you about the Corita job sometime.
Looks like that factory stopped the yacht.
So if you guys
No
do
gunship.
decide to,
Crew must be making mischief.
Let's not keep
if you guys do decide to, what the fudge? Right button. No right button.
Think you can knock down that crate?
worth a shot.
If you guys decide you want to get into 3D printing and build droids, I'll tell you this. Depending on what type of printer you get, it's gonna take a long time if you're trying to do like a full-size astromech, or if you want to do a C-3PO. If you're trying to do a little droid like him, I could probably print him in a few days. But I have what's called a Bamboo Labs XC1, and that thing prints super fast. That thing is amazing. Okay, how do I slide on that? What am I doing? Oh, the thing's super fast. It's amazing. So I can do like a full-size C-3PO in probably about a month, all the parts. But if you're just one, I suggest if you do 3D printing, I would
Master. Every time
I would recommend you start on something small.
Sounds like a good teacher to me. Stormtrooper patrol.
Looking for
Start
us.
small,
Better
figure
us
out
than
how to
we
do
got,
it, learn all the ins and outs of 3D printing, and go from there. How do you get up there? Can I get up there? Oh, I can get up there.
Impressive.
Who needs a jetpack?
Guess this must be a secret or something. I have another video I'm going to show you guys in the next episode of my little mouse droid. You know, the little black ones you see roaming around at Death Star. You guys will get a kick out of that. He is like aside from R2-D2, he's my second favorite droid, right? And then my R5 is going to be my third favorite droid. I like that little black mouse droid because he's super strong. I'm not looking for right button.
See that cable?
On it, Kestis.
Am I even going the right way? Because I did see something down there. Okay, where am I at? Guess I am going to... Wonder what was down there. Or maybe I'm going that way now. Might be taking another route. Something up there. Can I climb on this? No, I can't. Can I climb on this? No, I can't. Anyway. Yeah, there's so much to do when you get into, the Star Wars universe. Whether it's droid building, or
around them.
Then we go through them.
or the 501st, or there's the Rebel Legion as well. If you want to be an X-wing fighter, or one of the characters from the good guys. So if you do go down that rabbit hole, you can have a lot of fun. You'll make a lot of cool friends, and you will have a good time.
They're onto us.
Kill the intruder!
It's us or them.
We were not watch my back. Someone else take him down.
Nicely done.
So,
Gotcha.
Call the lift with that terminal.
On it.
Troopers coming.
Let's get the drop on him.
Sure thing. On your signal.
hold right button and press X. Hold right button and press X.
All right, let's dance.
Oh, that was fast.
Need a target, Cal. Okay, you can fight.
Anyway,
I don't speak binary, but I hear you, BD. Team effort.
so events. So
The yacht's just over there.
once you do
And of
have
course,
a
the bridge
droid
is under construction.
fully built, well, it doesn't have to be fully built. You know, you can have it at any
A
stage
lot of half-finished sites with the war and all.
being built, and you can attend, you know, what's called group events, where the droid builders would go to maybe a Comic-Con or something. You would take, usually there's droid builders in every city, so you join up with the local group, you go to a con. They usually have a booth or a location that they can set up with, and you can, you know, talk to other members
try it
and,
that
and,
way.
and let them know.
Reading my mind, Jedi.
Not other members, you can talk to regular people while you're at these events and try and get them interested in droid building. And then once your droid's fully complete, you can do, you know, like, you know, hospital visits and parades and stuff like that, which that is a lot of fun. I've had many memorable events doing the charity events. You know, you get to see the smiles on the kids' faces. It's absolutely, truly amazing to see them get excited when they see a real life droid. You know? What did I learn? Okay, I learned local directory. So that right there is one of the main reasons I do it, you know? When you go to a children's hospital and then you see just their eyes light up when they see a real life walking, talking droid roll up to the door of their room and to see them, you know, try and climb out of bed just to come see that, and you can just see the smile on their face, and you know they're going through so much pain, you know, with their different treatments. And that's just that. It's, in a way, it's crushing, you know, because it's hard to see them that way, but then you know you're doing something positive, and that's part of the healing process, allowing them to have that moment, right? You know, that's good. That serotonin straight to the brain, where they feel really good and they feel amazing at that particular moment, that they got to see a real life droid that they've only seen in the movies. You know, that's where we kind of blur the vision between make-believe and real life. And if you're a really good droid handler, right? If you're a really good droid handler, you can make that you can blur that line to the point where they have no idea. Because one of the things we do is we try and make the controls for the droids as inconspicuous as possible, so that way people, when we're operating these droids in public, they have no idea who. You're usually looking around going, who's controlling this? You know, the adults are like, who's controlling this? The kids are like, oh my god, this is just a real live droid. I'll often sit in the corner, you know, about 10-15 feet away, looking, kind of using my peripheral vision to see the droid, you know, so I'm not directly looking at the droid, and then I'll animate the droids, you know, the different characteristics of the droid, you know, make it talk, make its head follow the kids'
Speaking of
movement,
trouble,
and
let's avoid that patrol.
they don't even know I exist. And the way you do that is when we design the droids, there's many different types of ways of controlling a droid. You can control a droid with an Xbox controller, which is very, very visible because you have to have your two hands. I know some guys will wear a hoodie that has that little thing in the front of the hoodie, you know, where you put that little pocket where you stick your hands, and they'll have the controller in there, and they'll pilot the droid like that. Another controller we have is the PlayStation Move controllers. That's those single stick controllers that you have one in each hand, and then you can hold them behind your back, you know, and pilot and animate the droid all you want, you know, and then they just don't have no idea. So the object is to try and be as inconspicuous as possible when you're operating the droid, so that way people don't know, you know,
We've got
they
contact.
think it's just a fully animatronic, you know,
We're on, Kestis.
fully functional robot. So, and it takes a lot of practice. We get better and better as we do it. Oh, we get better. All right, B.
I hate probe droids.
Same here.
So, so being inconspicuous is one of the things that we want to try and do. So,
Good work, Cal.
so that way people don't know we're operating them. And then when people find out we are the ones operating, we'll sit there and talk to people and try and get more people involved in what we do. Another part of what we do is we try and raise funds for charities. One of the main charities we raise money for is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's a charity that we what it does is for those children that are in a situation where they're what is that? Okay. Where they want that organization basically it provides a wish. What's their most desired wish, whether it be going to Disney World or something like that for patients that are terminal. And that's one of the things that just really touches me, you know, is that there are organizations out there like that. You know, so, and then there's other organizations we raise money for, like the Peter Mayhew Foundation, and just many different organizations. So that's another thing we do, and the way we do that is when we go to the cons, we have a booth and we have the QR codes where people can scan them and donate money to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, or we have these little things where they can put money in buckets and stuff like that. So that's just another positive thing that we do.
Found
So
something.
I get half, right?
if you're interested in that kind of stuff, that right there is you can do this whether you're in the 501st, you're a costume character, whether you want to be a stormtrooper, you know, TK, or you want to be an X-wing pilot or a droid builder or whatever. It's a very good thing to do. I love it. It's amazing. Where do I need to go? So, oh man, might have to go that way. So there's that. Let me see what my map is. All right, where does it tell me to go? Okay, that's just a weird. Okay, so I have to go up. Where did I come from? I'm lost. That's what happens when you start talking and not paying attention. Maybe I have to go that way. Yep.
Looks like a fight.
Hit him again.
Oh, that guy's got a big gun.
Push forward.
Oh, I acquired a skill point. Alright. Where did it tell me to go? Right button.
I think BD wants you to knock that down.
Now I'm taking orders from a droid.
Alright, probably on here. Alright, so, yeah. So there is a lot of things you can do. And what's great about being a part of these different various clubs is there's always someone helping you. I never thought I was going to be
The Emperor turned the
building,
Jedi Temple into his palace.
you know, a full-size R2-D2 that's fully functional.
Take something you love,
But
and make it
after
something you can't
meeting,
stand the sight of anymore.
you know, the different people in the group, I realized that it was a very attainable goal, you know. So yeah, we have
How long
what's
you been
called
working with Saw
build
Gerrera?
days.
Not long.
So
Few jobs here and there.
we'll
I can
occasionally
tell you impressed him. That isn't easy.
we'll
I'm good at what
occasionally
I do, and I don't ask the wrong questions. It's a combination tends to open doors.
occasionally get together at one of our members' house, and we'll work on different parts of our droids together, which is a lot of fun. Where do I gotta go? Why did I come over here? Was this a thing? Oh yeah. So, what makes droid building so attainable for everyone is we break it down into the smallest pieces. You'd start off with, say, if you wanted to work on just the, R2-D2's dome. That's probably where I would say for most people to start, because even if you quit or you fail, you have a dome, so you still have something cool. But I've never seen anyone really quit once they got started. I've seen a lot of people get frustrated, but then we were always there to jump in and help them out. Left trigger. Okay. I thought I was just gonna jump to it, but apparently it's. No. Alright, that's a problem. Oh, almost did it twice. So yeah.
Might be able to use that crane to get across the bridge.
Using the Empire's tools against him.
Now, not every droid comes out perfect like the ones you see in a movie, or as good as some of our senior droid builders in the club. But for the most part, they all look, pretty darn good, depending on what medium you work with. And we're not one of those clubs where we.
Enemy's close.
We're not one of those clubs where we Oh, you just pissed me off. not one of those clubs where we say, oh, you can't go here, you can't do this because your droid does not look, you know, like it's the perfect droid or whatever. Or, you know, it's you're missing this or you're missing that. We're very accepting for everyone of all levels. So that's what makes droid building so great. We like everyone. We appreciate everyone's effort.
Some kind of rare mineral, I guess.
Everything
Yeah, it's beautiful.
you do, or as long as you make an effort, that's all. Oh shit. Oh shit.
That guy really didn't like you.
All
I
right,
don't think
so
he was a fan of you either.
okay, that just happened.
See a way up.
Let's look around.
All right, so yeah, it's not a real big deal if it doesn't come
Looks
out
like BD
perfect
found
because
something.
you know realistically you
Find
learn
something,
as you go.
What's he got?
You're gonna start off, you're gonna make a lot of
Essential
mistakes, but
Workers use them for
in
construction.
the end, you know, you're gonna learn from those mistakes.
Can you
may
repair it?
want to 3D reprint your stuff. You may want to repaint your stuff,
Cable's a bit frayed.
but it's gonna get better
Not in bad shape.
as you learn.
Should be a quick patch job.
So I heard you fought the Empire on Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Hijacked a walker and broke open an Imperial prison camp single-handed.
We'll go ahead and play that video again for you guys. If
That
you're
one
just
was
tuning
me.
in, you see what we're talking about all this time.
Just the two of you.
We're talking about building
And some
droids,
friends.
like the one in the video in the corner.
What about you, new guy? You in this for the credits?
Credits never hurt. But, I have a daughter. Kata. I don't get to see her as often as I'd like, but
Aw.
at least I can provide for her.
Must be hard, being away from her. Is her mother?
All right, we're
She's
gonna play
gone.
for another 10 more minutes or so,
The Empire took her from us.
and then we'll stop there. Next episode,
Sorry.
we'll go more into detail on BD1.
Taking a lot of people.
More every day.
I'll show you some of the inner electronics and
You
some
ever
of
use one of
the.
those?
I'll figure
Oh,
it
that's
out.
something we didn't talk about.
I was a
Electronics.
scrapper on Brock.
You've been through a lot for someone so young.
So,
Just trying to survive.
Aren't we
you're
all?
probably curious on what we have inside those big droids that you see. One of the main things we use in Droid Building is Arduinos. Left trigger. That's nice. Arduinos are like little miniature computers that allow us to program, and a lot of the programs are already done for you.
We
You
can
know,
use
there's
that terminal
guys
to
who've already done the majority of the work for you. You can just pick and choose what you want to do,
Hope
and
the crew's doing all right. If Gabs gets bored, she might
select that
license
option.
Imperial
Or you
College.
can go and do your own custom code. You know, a lot of
Too
people choose that way
Syndicate trained.
as
We
well.
got on the wrong side of our employers.
So what am I doing? What was it? I forgot what I was doing.
Bravo used to fly for the Republic.
I forgot what button was the one that launched it. Where do I gotta go? Okay, apparently I gotta go there.
Cantina on Norset. Bounty hunter got the drop on me.
Am I going
Twins
down?
threw him down a mine shaft. Friends
I'm
ever
going down.
since.
So, there are a lot what we call club parts as well. So these parts are parts that you can get for your droid. You know, club members already did the work. They've already figured out what needs to be done. And these are all in its smallest components. Say, the holo projector, which is that little eye that you see moving around on R2-D2. There's people out there that have already machined them. They've got the little electronic boards that you can put in them. that have the lights and whatnot. And then also they have the little servo linkage that you can get to have that move around, you know, while you're operating the droid. So if you choose that route to where you just want to get all the stuff done for you, there is that option, but you still have to assemble a droid yourself.
Is that right, BD?
There's no, I want to buy a droid, you know, I'm going to go ahead and ask around who can sell me a droid, because we're not allowed to sell droids. Disney allows us to do this because we do it for charity and whatnot,
Got
but
some company, and
we're
it
not
isn't
allowed
friendly.
to sell completed droids. That being said, you can, however, get a completed droid from Disney in one of their parks. And I believe it's $25,000 if you want the Disney
You never
R2D2.
should have crossed us.
You know, fully functional, full-size R2D2 is $25,000. So they are pricey, but if with just a little patience and time, you can build your own for a lot less money than that. Okay, so back to electronics. Like I said, I was
Hey, Bravo.
one of
never goes
the
according to plan, does it?
designers of a type of foot drive. We call them
Bit of a
foot drives
talker.
for the
Looking to
astromechs.
fight.
I designed one, the
take it.
Scavenger foot drive.
nice to
Me and a
meet
buddy of mine.
Senator can't call for
And,
help. He's locked in pretty tight.
You trying knocking?
That is one of the most inexpensive versions of the drive, and it is really powerful as well. It's able to move around my 250-pound astromech with no problem. As you can see in the video I showed you before, it was able to run
Any sign of Cal?
that R2D2
I just bet the twins at
for
the
the full
senator had you
length
in their
of
stuffed
the Thanksgiving Day parade,
Hey, I want a cut of that.
which was a
Hey,
long
Cal, if you
path
die,
over
I get the
cobblestone
vengeance,
and
right?
Sorry,
and,
Gabs,
and
not mine
streets.
again.
So
So
they are
what's the
pretty-
plan?
pretty powerful.
That yacht's inside our rims.
If you choose to
Senator
go that
is
route with the
military
drive,
intel on his
all you're going to
personal
have to do is
terminal
get
here.
the plates water jet
Fighting chance against
cut
the Empire.
from
Problem
a
is,
water jet company of your
secure glass
choosing,
doors.
and then buy
And the
most of the
twins can't
parts
pry
off
those
of
bad boys
Amazon,
open.
like
How
the
we getting
motors we use.
You
Either
fellas got
scooter
the yacht
motors
down, Jetpack.
or
And I'll work my slicer magic.
well, it's called
With my
amp flow
lovely assistant.
motors, which are really powerful motors.
I'll grab our transport. Be back before you know it.
But like everything,
Let's do this.
you do, there is a whole slew of different types of parts for it.
Twins, get Cal across that gap.
I'm recording.
What should I do?
I'm almost done.
Got a jetpack. Use it.
Anyway, yeah, so there's all different types of parts you can get, you know, from inexpensive to what's considered the Cadillac of droid parts,
Thanks, twins.
you know, which are not inexpensive at all. They're very expensive. Depending, and most people just choose to get the cheaper version of parts because they're just as good. They work just as fine, you know. But there's a
appreciating
trade-off
the view.
for
What am I looking for?
inexpensive. And the trade-off is do it yourself. You have to assemble it yourself.
I
If you
think I can
buy a
handle that.
complete drive kit, which usually run upwards of $1,200,
Hey, Cal, I tried to move those speeds,
if you
but
decide to buy
Yeah.
the
Gab's
completed
giving me
one,
the heads up.
you know,
All right.
it's gonna arrive already assembled, you know, at your home. But if you choose to buy the kit or the water jet files, you will have to. It's going to come in pieces, and you just follow the instructions to install it.
First beam's down, Gabs. Can you tell the twins to pull down the yacht?
All right. So where are we at?
Your turn. factory vent that'll cook you medium rare. All clear, Cal. Long way to drop.
All right.
I'm always careful.
Marina, saved your ass. You owe me a ship.
For the record, I loosened it up for you.
So like I was saying is, next episode we'll start talking about
We'll bring you down.
other things like
Yacht's all yours.
other droids like BD1, and we'll go more in depth 3D printing. I'll share with you some of the 3D printing videos like I did. Where I gotta
Cruise
go?
in position, Cal. Ready to break open this Ramsidian.
Okay.
You coming?
Where am I
We're just
going?
waiting on you, Slowpoke.
Where am I going? Oh. Huh? Okay. So anyway, yeah, next episode we'll talk about, go into more detail on 3D printing. I'll show you guys some of the 3D printing videos. And
now, time for me and my lovely assistant
other
to show
stuff.
you how it's done.
So this is when getting into droid building, it's like opening up Pandora's box. There is just so much to do, you know. I mean, it is literally, it's like a lifestyle. There's just tons of things to do, and anyone can do it.
Unfinished business.
Like I said,
Give us your terminal
3D
passcode.
printers are relatively cheap nowadays. You can get one for about $200, and you can print yourself a full-size R2D2. Right button.
You will give me access to your terminal.
Give me access to your terminal.
Can't.
You can trust us. We're all friends here. Unlock it.
We're all friends here. I can trust you. I will unlock the terminal.
So what's really cool is that BD1 that he has there, and I'll show it to you. You can get the lights on the back of his head like that, and they move just like the one
If he moves, blast him.
in the game.
Oh, my
It
pleasure.
is amazing. His eye will
Right,
move,
BD?
open and close. You know that
See
little
what we got?
like camera lens looking eye where it's got the little optics that move in and out. It all does that.
Everywhere.
I'll show you guys that in another video. That's gonna be really
Not
fun.
the breakthrough we were hoping for.
Years of fighting. Nothing we've done has slowed them down.
What did you expect? You lost. The Republic is dead.
It was killed by politicians just like you.
Do you think I wanted Utapau to join the Empire? The compromises I made created a future for my people.
I've been to Utapau, Senator. They spit your name out like a curse.
At least they are alive. Why fight when you can't win? Surrender tastes bitter at first, Cal, but sweetens with time. Free me, and we'll cut a deal.
No, Senator. Someday when your children see this, they'll know the Jedi never stopped fighting for them.
How disappointingly naive.
Hey, the twins are getting that ravenous look. Let's wrap it up before we have another Karita incident on our hands.
All
yeah?
right.
He's coming with us.
Okay, let's take their food to go.
All right. We are gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. We've been playing for about an hour. We've had a pretty good discussion. Like I said, next episode we'll talk more about BD1, that little droid right there. So. All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions for me, just post them in the YouTube chat, and I'll try and address them next time. Have a good day.